Saturday marked the final day of festivities. The grand finale celebration at Saddlebrook was by far the largest event of the week. The objective was simple: have a celebration and thank you the veterans would never forget. The lineup of great acts from the 60s and 70s included the Doobie Brothers, Beach Boys, Creedence Clearwater Revisited, the Oak Ridge Boys, Fifth Dimension, the Four Tops, The Supreme starring Mary Wilson, Tony Orlando, Joey D, Les Brown Jr., Paulette Carlson from Highway 101, and guest appearances by Anne Margaret, Adrian Cronauer, the original Good Morning Vietnam DJ, and comedian Yakov Smirnoff. Radio talk show personality Jim Bohannon and singer Doug Gabriel served as hosts. Between acts were live satellite feeds on the giant video screens from active duty troops overseas, each with personal messages to the vets. Even President Bush and the Joint Chiefs added personal thank yous. Between music and satellite feeds, patrons were treated to Vietnam-era flyovers and airshow segments. It was all capped off with an amazing fireworks show, after which former Disney executive and Operation Homecoming's executive director Skip Palmer commented, "Even better than Disneyland." Here now are the highlights of the amazing Welcome Home finale. After turning off the main highway, a steady stream of vehicles slowly made their way to the parking areas for Saddlebrook. Specialty parking lots served as transfer points for the 180 buses to shuttle some 20,000 to the top of the hill. Many vets and families arrived well before the gates opened and were ready to roll when the clock struck 10 a.m., an hour and a half before the show. Armed with their coolers, chairs, and even a few canines, the crowd made the walk to the main stage, staking out their perfect seat for the celebration. Behind the scenes, last-minute logistics fell into place. Roads were watered to control dust. Staging technicians double-checked the turntable, video feeds, and satellite connections. Final sound checks are made on each of the 10 audio mixing consoles. The 6 video cameras are connected to a TV truck, where every camera shot is displayed for director Richard Schreier. And to reach out to our soldiers overseas, the satellite truck is connecting live to as far away as Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan. With the clock ticking down, 20,000 veterans, families, and supporters are ready. The grand finale kicks off with the first of many heartfelt performances, paying tribute to the Vietnam veteran.
Good morning, Vietnam vets! Are we happy to have this homecoming or what? It's about time, isn't it? I wrote this song for each and every one of you. We owe a debt to our Vietnam vets, and never a thank you we gave. And I hung my head in shame at the hurtful words and the names they had to hear from American lips. But I say they were great men, they were brave men, sons of the blood of our founding fathers, and in the fight they had the same courage it takes. How they stood strong, they fought the wrong, even gave their lives when called upon. Semper Fi was your motto. Thank you, vets. It was a sad day in hell when this country failed to give our boys their itself. Woo! And I say you were a great man, you were a brave man, sons of the blood of our founding fathers, and in the fight you had the same courage it takes. You stood strong, you fought the wrong, even gave your lives when called upon. Semper Fi was your motto. Thank you, vets. And I'm just a sister who'll never forget when you went, nor the protesters who raged on, hell-bent. Your unspoken words said volumes, and the road you walked, we can't imagine a soldier's weight you carry still with grace. And although it's much too late, the truth cannot be changed. We owe you the thank you that never came. And I say you were a great man, you were a brave man, sons of the blood of our founding fathers, and in the fight you had the same courage it takes. You stood strong, you fought the wrong, even gave your lives when called upon. Follow me was your motto. Thank you, vets. Semper Fi was your motto, boys. Thank you, vets. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all. Welcome home, Vietnam vets. It's about time. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jim Bohannon.
Welcome home, and we've got a welcome for you from some other folks here. Let's switch live to Afghanistan.
Thanks, Jim. Live from Afghanistan, Kabul, Sergeant Blue. I'd like to thank all the vets who served before us to get to where we are today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I'm Master Sergeant Robert Frazier. I'm with Long Bend Dustoff, 159th Helicopter Ambulance. Shout out to all my brothers.
And who do you suppose we have next? Another great friend of the veteran, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Orlando. What a beautiful welcome, what a beautiful day to welcome home our Vietnam vets. God bless you and welcome home.
We definitely, without a question of a doubt, live thanks to you guys and you ladies in the single greatest country on the planet Earth. Applaud yourselves, hug each other, enjoy each other's company. This is one major 25,000-foot foxhole, and there's nothing in this foxhole but love today, and thanks.
I'm coming home, I've done my time. You want to sing that with me? I'm coming home, I've done my time. I've got to know what is and isn't mine. And if you receive my letter telling you I'd soon be free, come on, you guys, then you'll know just what to do if you still want me. Are you ready? Roll tie yellow ribbon around the old wood tree. It's been 3 long years. Do you still want me? Oh, my candida, we could make it together. The further from here, girl, the better. says so in my dream. All right, this side of the hill, 3 times in the hand, twice in the pipe over there. Hey girl, what you doing down there? You're dancing alone every night while I live right above you. You know I can hear the music play. I can see your body sway. You one floor below me, you don't even know me. I love you. Come on, walk my darling. Not 3 on the ceiling if you want me. All right, to my right, come on. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. 3 times to the back, go for it. Means you'll meet me in the hallway. You ready on my right? Twice on the pipe. Means you ain't gonna show.
In the air this morning, you're going to see a hunter-killer team. Many of you who served in Vietnam know they were called the Pink Team. The hunter-killer team consists of an OH-6 light observation helicopter and a Cobra helicopter gunship. The OH-6 helicopter served as a scout and flew at treetop level. If you'll look behind the stage, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see the Cobra and the Loach working the tree line, looking for the elusive NVA forces. The scouts, the OH-6, flew at very low altitudes, down in the weeds, looking for tracks, looking for the enemy, while the Cobra gunship orbited at a higher altitude, ready to deliver their deadly ordnance once contact was made. The hunter-killer team, along with its highly mobile light infantry team called the Blues, became the most potent fighting force the world had yet seen, the Air Cavalry True. The Cobra you see in the air this morning served in Vietnam. It served with the 101st Airborne Division. The Loach, also known as the Cayuse, is a highly effective platform weapon, as well as looking for the enemy down where they hid, under the bushes, under the trees.
We're going to go live to Kuwait to Master Sergeant Harry Humphrey of the U.S. Army from Addison, South Carolina, still on active duty. He is one of us, a Vietnam vet.
Glad to be here on your show tonight and greet the wonderful people there and at the concert, and just wish them a happy Father's Day, those that'll be fathers on tomorrow. Wish them a happy Father's Day and say thank you to my fellow men and women in uniform and to my fellow Vietnam veterans. I've been enjoying the military for now about 38 years. A lot of people ask me a lot of time after Vietnam and after I have been shot up quite a bit in Vietnam, why did I stay in the military? And the only reason I got is that I believe in doing what I'm doing. I believe in my country. I believe in service, and I believe in the men and women that wear the uniform of the United States Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marines.
Those men and women coming home today, they deserve every bit. You may not agree with the war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan. It's not the troops' fault. That's the administration's problem. If you got a problem with it, you need to take it out with the administration. That's your God-given right to vote.
I wasn't greeted like I should have been, and I hope that this will help our troops in the service nowadays and in the future to be treated with respect.
I know when I see any of the guys in uniform, I welcome them home, make it a point to.
Would you give an amazing welcome to my friends who came all this way? They drove all night from Chicago to be here with no sleep. Joey D and the Starlighters!
Yeah, the name of the dish is the peppermint whip. And you like this, the peppermint whip. Hey, round and round, up and down. Round and round, up and down. Round and up and down. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I love you, baby. And if it's one alright, I need you, baby. To walk along.
might say. All the world looks so easy to see. People everywhere just got to be free. Listen, please, listen, that's the way it should be. People everywhere just got to be free.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll direct your attention skyward, you'll see the parachutists of the 101st Airborne Division's parachute demonstration team, the Screaming Eagles. Notice his hands as he works the toggles, changing his forward speed into his rate of descent. Sergeant Klein is an airborne pathfinder from our division with over 2,500 jumps. And a beautiful target landing. Let's give him a hand. And the second jumper, Sergeant Chad Connor, a forward observer from Stuart, Florida, with over 1,000 jumps. Sergeant Chad Connor. Notice how he's working the canopy, bringing it down, coming right over the target. And look at that. Beautiful target landing. And today we brought out our special canopy in memory of you guys, the POW-MI, thanking you for everything you guys have done for us. Sergeant Dewey Vanaya, an airborne rigger from Alexandria, Virginia, with over 800 jumps. Thanks for everything you guys do, you've done for us. Thanks for being such a warm, welcoming crowd. And we hope to talk to you guys at our stay here. Thank you, and blue skies.
Well, we did an aerial parachute demonstration to honor the Vietnam veterans that are gathered here today, who are finally getting their well-deserved welcome home. Servicemen and women aren't to blame for politics. They're just the ones that go out and work hard to protect the country and our freedoms that we have in this country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is General Peter Schoomaker, Chief of Staff, United States Army.
For some U.S. citizens, the Vietnam War is an obscure, somewhat forgotten episode in our nation's history that happened more than 30 years ago. For those of us who wear the uniform, past or present, Vietnam is a stark reminder that there are things in this war worth fighting for. Our nation's first commander-in-chief, George Washington, once said, "It may be laid down as a primary position and the basis of our system that every citizen who enjoys the protection of a free government owes not only a portion of his property, but even of his personal services to defend it." In 1775, a nation not yet conceived asked its citizens to take up arms and defend it. We are eternally grateful that they answered the call. In the 1960s and early 70s, our nation again asked its citizens to take up arms and fight for the same ideals, but in a distant land. Like the men who made up our Continental Army in 1775, you answered that call, and we are eternally grateful. You sacrificed personal comfort and safety to answer a higher calling, service in the cause of freedom, both at home and abroad. And when you returned from your calling, you found a divided nation, and one that questioned the value of the service you provided. You were denied a homecoming deserving of the sacrifices you made. This week we celebrate your homecoming and extend our heartfelt and genuine appreciation for what you did. But just as importantly, what you still stand for today, a strong and free nation whose citizens rest peacefully at night knowing there are those like you who choose the difficult path in the name of peace and who put themselves in harm's way to defend our way of life. On behalf of our Army serving a nation at war, thank you for what you did and for what you continue to do. God bless each and every one of you and your families, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, the Commandant of the United States Marine Corps, General Michael Hagee.
Here is a special message for Vietnam veterans from the Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Michael Hagee.
As a Marine who served on the ground in Vietnam, I consider it both an honor and a pleasure to send this long overdue message. Welcome home and thank you. As you gather together from across this great nation to commemorate the contributions and sacrifices made during the Vietnam War, I proudly stand before you to report that the Marines, soldiers, sailors, and airmen of today, whether serving in the Allen Bar Province, the mountains of Afghanistan, or here at home, are performing magnificently in fighting the global war on terror. Each one of you deserves credit for the successes we are achieving right now. Your actions and your demonstrated commitment help forge the great warrior spirit that makes up our forces today. Your contributions to our nation are readily apparent in the actions of today's brave servicemen and women. Most importantly, I want to personally thank you for the support you continue to show. You know all too well how important it is to have a nation behind you, and the service members out there hear you loud and clear. From Marines past and present, welcome home and Semper Fidelis.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going live to Iraq.
This is Sergeant Daniel Bailey with the 22nd Mobile Public Affairs Detachment in Tikrit, Iraq, based out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And with me today is CW2 Holmes, a Vietnam veteran.
Good afternoon, Missouri. My name is Patrick Holmes. I'm out of Rochester, New York. I'm a former Marine with the 1st Battalion, 1st Marines, 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, 1965 through 69. Here serving with the 42nd Division Artillery.
Okay, we just wanted to say hello, see how you all were doing, and tell you we appreciate everything you veterans did for us back in Vietnam. And we're over here doing our job and doing what we can to make you guys proud.
All right. Thank you. You make us proud.
Okay, we have one more person we're bringing on now.
Got another guy, okay.
Sergeant Justina Simmons. She's not a Vietnam veteran, but she's stationed here in Iraq as well, doing her job. And she just had a message that she wanted to put out to the troops that came before her.
I just wanted to say thank you to all the veterans. I'm Sergeant Justina Simmons from Binghamton, New York. I appreciate everything that our veterans have done for us, and it's an honor to follow in their footsteps.
All right.
It's an honor.
There you have it. Wonderful. We'll have more surprises and music. How would you like to hear the Fifth Dimension?
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Would you like to glide in my beautiful balloon? We can float among the stars together, you and I. But we can fly. We can fly. Come on, you and me. Come on, baby. Dance. Dance. I said get down.
It was maybe 6 months after the war in Vietnam. I went to some hospitals and visited some of the young men who had returned. And I saw a very sad thing. You know, when they first came home, there were all kinds of visitors, people coming to see them, bringing them flowers, little teddy bears and stuffed animals. But then after some little time passed, there was no one. And they were just left there alone in their rooms. Young men, 19 and 20, many of them who had lost several limbs.